morning everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you're well. Today is Saturday the 7th of June and I'm off to the Wool Monty today. Quick fit check. Wearing my fluff nugget cardigan that literally I don't wear that often anymore just because I always have a small baby on me and it's all mohair silk, so a bit fancy. Anyway, I'm going with my friend Emily today. I'm going to try and vlog the day. I've not vlogged in front of Emily before, so I don't know if I'm just going to be quite awkward. But I don't live that far from Sheffield, so it just made sense to go. I have vended before, not while it's been at this new venue, so I'm very excited to go see some of my friends and just have a mooch around. I have no plans to buy things, but that doesn't mean that's not going to happen. And I'm excited just to have a mooch and a wander. See some old faces, meet some new people, and maybe see some of you. I originally thought we were going full baby, Emily and I, but then we've decided we're going no baby. So Mario's got the pickle and her husband's got her baby. So it's just us. Mum's on the loose. What? No baby. I didn't sleep very well last night. The pickle was up 3 times and then she woke up at 5:20 for the day. Teething. So I've put a bit of makeup on to make me feel a bit more alive. Also, why not? Why not? Right, let's go get the pickle up from a nap. I think it's time. So the Wool Monty is now at the Magna Science Adventure Centre. I'd never heard of it before, but Mario, he's from Sheffield, but grew up near Sheffield, had heard of it before and has apparently been on school trips. There were loads of kids there, but so the Wool Monty was in a hall at the back of the Science Centre, which was cool. And yeah, I'd never been there before. The car park was full, so we had to park and walk in, which, I mean, wasn't an issue, just a little annoying. When we were walking back after we left, like, did we really park this far away? But we must have done, so that's fine. It all worked out. There was a great selection of yarn dyers here. Now, I was chatting to Helen of Giddy Yarns. She said there's a good selection of dyers, of businesses, who do more of the market scene than sell online. There weren't too many big online names, if that makes sense. There were a few, obviously, but there weren't heaps. So it was nice because I just discovered some new to me businesses, new to me dyers, and it was nice. It's always good discovering new people, new businesses. So yeah, hopefully some of these will be new to you as well, and some of them I'm sure you will recognise. But I've made sure to put the business name on the screen because that was some feedback that I got from my East Anglia Yarn Festival videos to please do that. So feedback acknowledged and sorted. But yes, the lighting, so it's in quite a dark room. We walked in and I said to Emily, it's really quiet in here. There was lots of people, but it was carpeted and there was fabric all over the walls and such, like black fabric, and it just kind of absorbed the sound. So it wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't as spaced, well, it was very well spaced out. But if you compare it to the arena, which is obviously significantly larger where it used to be, everything did feel a little closer together, but not in a Yarndale claustrophobic kind of way. There was definitely more than enough space for people with mobility aids, for pushchairs, for wheelchairs, for all sorts. So yes, the booths are a little bigger than some of the yarn shows that you go to. I believe they're 3 by 3 meters, which is really good. And yeah, it just gives that little bit extra space to look around. At no point did I feel like I was in anyone's way, which was nice because that's always a concern, is that I'm going to get in people's way, or it's going to feel really crowded and claustrophobic. You just end up not looking around properly. In hindsight, well, 2 things. 1, I wish I could drive. 2, I kind of wish I'd gone 2 days. Going on this day was really, really good, but I really could have done with going back the following day and having another look round, there were some people that I missed. There were some stands that I missed. One of them being Flame Knits, and I'm really annoyed that I missed her stand. I think it could just be that when we walked past, they may have had people in front of their table, and I just hadn't acknowledged that that was them. And I was so swept up in being at a yarn show that I kind of forgot that they were there, even though I'd spoken to her earlier on in the week and said, I'll see you there. Stupid brain. Anyway, great selection of yarns and dyers. The lighting last year apparently wasn't very good, and it was improved this year. I will say that there's a fly buzzing round. I'm sorry. I will say that depending on where your booth was, depended on how good lighting you had. There were some vendors who didn't have the best lighting, and that, yeah. And also, there's no concept of time passing because there's no windows, so you can't see outside, which I don't know, good for shopping, I suppose, but not great if you're a vendor because it's just dark. Well, it's not dark all day because there's lights on, obviously. But it's like when you go to the cinema and then you leave the cinema, it's still daylight outside. You're like, oh, what is this? I imagine it's a very similar feeling. But yes, it could just be that I mentioned later that I might apply next year because I didn't want to apply this year. I'll talk about it later. There's no point me rehashing it now. But I think if I do apply next year, I will have to maybe look at some lights maybe for my stitch markers. See, Flame Knits was right next to Woolen Witch, so I'm not quite sure how I missed it because we chatted to Steph for a while. So I don't know how I missed their stand, but I was excited to buy some more stitch markers and then I just missed them completely. But it was really good to go as a customer as opposed to a vendor because, yeah, we just took our sweet time. I had a really good wander. I had a really good natter with some new faces, with some, I was going to say old faces, but that sounds insulting. I don't mean it in like old faces, but in some, I've chatting to people that I've chatted to plenty of times before and chatting to some new people that I'd never met before, finding out some new businesses. And it's really nice going as a customer because when you go as a vendor, you get short windows of time to do shopping if you want to do shopping. And I end up, East Anglia Yarn Festival in particular, running around like a headless chicken for a short period of time. And then you don't get to properly chat to people. And yeah, especially because if I were to do this yarn show, I'd stay at home because you save quite a lot of money doing that. One of the expensive parts of vending is accommodation. And yeah, I'd get to sleep in my own bed. Delightful. I saw a lot of vendors doing mini skeins and I love it. Did I buy any? No. But I love that they offered mini skeins and I could be tempted. She says, as she hasn't even finished twisting up 2 advent colourways yet. Super Effective Fibre was new to me. All of the yarn is based on various nerdy things and there's a collection based on Pokemon, which is really, really cool. I very much enjoyed that. But yeah, Suzanne of Green Lambkin Yarn is someone who I hadn't seen for a really long time. She lives close by to me as well. And we'd met up a few times, once in Chesterfield where she lives, once in Nottingham where I live. And then we've just kind of not met up for a while. So it was really good to see her and have a proper natter as well. And yeah, the food offerings were improved upon what they have had in previous years. Like I mention later. I don't know if I've already said it. I've been to the Wool Monty before, but never at this venue. And yeah, in previous places, the food offerings weren't the best. But this venue had a good selection of food. We took our own just because we weren't sure what the offerings were going to be. It cost £12.50 each for us to get in. It was an £11 ticket plus £1.50 booking fee. And I mean, I guess you're paying to go shop. So to some people that could be quite expensive, that could be quite a lot. But I think that's pretty standard pricing. And yeah, I would recommend it if you're in the area. There is going to be one next year. It is June. I asked for the date and they said they can't confirm it yet. So I don't know the date, but it is June next year. I would recommend if you are around the Sheffield area, because it's a good little show. It's good. I'm home. I'm always really awkward filming in public, so I didn't film as much of me being there as maybe I could have done. But what a good show. It's right down the road from where I live. It's like 40 minutes-ish away, which is so good. I've vended at the Wool Monty before. If you search my channel for the Wool Monty, I'm pretty sure you will see vlogs come up of the event. I've been there before. I have vended there before. It used to be in the arena and they've now moved it to a different venue. And this was my first time going there. They went last year. They were there last year. But I didn't apply last year because I was very pregnant, so I didn't apply. And I didn't apply this year because I wasn't sure how my business was going to be with a baby, so I didn't want to overfill my cup, but very tempted to apply next year because yeah, it's nice doing a nice local show. Seeing as the Nottingham Yarn Expo doesn't happen anymore, I think yeah, that is the closest thing to my local show, so delightful. I went with my friend Emily. This was her second yarn show that she went to, the first one being East Anglia Yarn Festival that she went to this year. She's local to me up here and it was really good fun. We had a really good time and yeah, it took us ages to walk around because I kept stopping and chatting to everyone because welcome to my life, and it is just what I'm like. I do chat to people. It's what I do. So it was good. As you walked in, there were free show guides for you to pick up. In the show guides, it has information about each of the vendors, but also has some patterns. I won't show too much. Oh, that's just the final thing. Because so they've got patterns in it. That's a crochet shawl. So the lovely people who... Oh, this blanket. Oh, they had this blanket at the front desk. It's so nice. So lovely. I didn't realise there was a pattern in the book. So the people that organised the show own the yarn shop Woolful, which is in Bradwell. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. English place names. Yes, and they're absolutely lovely. It's got information about all of the vendors. Absolutely lovely. And then the floor plan, about merch, and then some more patterns, and it's just nice. It was a free little guide for you to pick up and take with you, and yeah, delightful. We walked around the first half, stopped and had some lunch. We took lunch with us because we weren't sure what the food offerings were going to be like, and then we came back and did the second half, and then did one quick run around of the any extra bits that we wanted to get, any stands that we wanted to go back to. And then we left about 3 o'clock-ish. By that point, we were both done, like mentally drained. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I spend quite a lot of time on my own, and now on my own with a baby, so not quite fully on my own. But all of a sudden being in a social environment, I do find that quite tiring. I'm just going to let this fly out. It flew back in and then left. Ridiculous. Anyway, we have quite a meagre haul. I didn't go too ham. All new people, as in I know of their existence. They're not new to me, but they're new to the stash. I don't have any of these dyers in my stash. First purchase wasn't any yarn. I bought this beautiful bag from Soft Accents. They were meant to be at East Anglia Yarn Show, and she wasn't able to go in the end, so it had to drop out. So I was so excited to see she was going to be here, and so I had to buy one. So all of her bags are made with African wax print fabrics, and they're just so beautiful. I could have had so many of them, but this one caught my eye, and I didn't want to risk walking around and then leaving without it. So it is a drawstring bag. And if you know me, you know I love a drawstring project bag. I think they're so good. They're so useful. And I like a strap because you can carry it on your wrist as you're walking. delightful. But I think this would be good, sort of 2 skein size, a bit bigger than a sock size, but I just thought the fabric was so beautiful. It is fully lined, it has pockets. I can hear Mario singing to the tiny one. He must be exhausted, bless him. And it's got a little ring on there to put stitch markers or clip whatever on. And yeah, I love it. It's so pretty and it's so fun and colourful. And yes, I think this was a good purchase. Good initial purchase. I was worried that I was going to regret buying it and not waiting until I walk around, but I was like, no, because I want it anyway. So what difference does it make whether I walk around and then buy it or buy it now? Other than the fact, if it's not there when I go back round, I will be sad. So, soft accents. Next up, I saw this skein on Instagram, Blue Fern Yarns, and it was on a different base. And so when we went over there, I was chatting and they said, oh, I actually saw that yarn on Instagram that I really wanted to get, and got it up on my phone. I was like, this one. And she said, I've sold out of it on the sock base. I can't remember what a sock base is called, but I have it on this, this and this. I almost bought it on Yak, and then I was like, let me get it on this. This is Spill the Tea on Cozy 4-ply. 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. Very luxurious, very drapey. Was wearing a shawl, and she said, if you just, it's 2 skeins, and it's a garter stitch shawl. I can't remember what it's called. But I have some of this yarn, so I could dye up another skein in a different colour and alternate them, and I think that would be really nice. So I bought this one. This was a single skein, but I do have a plan for it, and I'm so jazzed. So yes, 400 meters per 100 grams. This is Spill the Tea. I almost bought it on Yak because it's absolutely beautiful on Yak. But next up, we swang isn't a word. We swung by Cool Woolings. She has vended at a bunch of different yarn shows. I first became aware of her because she was selling at a market that Mario vends at in Beeston, near Beeston, Chilwell. She was vending there, and Mario said, oh, there's a yarn dyer here. I was like, oh cool. So that's when I started following her, and then she started doing these yarn shows. I was like, oh sweet. Anyway, Cool Woolings. This is Lunar Confetti. It is on her 4-ply base, which is 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 100 grams is 400 meters. And my criteria for buying yarn, as a yarn dyer, I set myself criteria so I don't just buy loads of yarn. So project bags don't count because I don't make those anyway. This, I mean, I have no excuse as to why I bought this. I just really liked it. But usually it's, do I own the base, and is it something I could dye? Yeah, so I tend to buy a lot of self-striping because I do not want to do that. This is one of those because this is a faff to dye. This is such a faff to dye, and she's got a really good black colour, which is not something that I have achieved yet. It is the goal, because I feel like it will be a good staple. But this will knit up black. She did have a sample of it, but I forgot to film it. This will knit up black and have all sorts of little speckly pops of colour. I don't know what I'm going to make with it yet. She had a little nice top little vest bralette type thing, so I could be tempted, but then no one will see it, so. But it's just so pretty. I couldn't not get one. And I know that I would never make dye something up like that, ever. So, Lunar Confetti by Cool Woolings. Final purchase. I know, very controlled. How massive is this? I went to see Jo of Moonlight Fibre, and we were chatting, and then I just kept getting distracted by these giant balls of yarn. They're huge. So this is, the colourway is Solar Flare, this Moonlight Fibre. She wasn't able to do East Anglia Yarn Festival this year. I'm pretty sure she had to drop out, which sucks, but I'm glad I got to see her. So this is 100 grams is 600 meters, so it's a lace weight yarn. It is 80% superwash brushed merino, 20% nylon, and it's so fluffy and so delightful. So this is basically the same as 2 skeins of fluff. This is basically the same as 2 of these. I mean, this is a completely different makeup. This is Suri alpaca and lace, and this is merino and nylon. But like weight wise, anyway, I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but I absolutely loved it. I could hold it together with plain coloured yarn or like a grey or something and make something, like a little something. I just think it would be so nice, and it's so fluffy. It's so fluffy. I absolutely love it. So yeah, this colourway is Solar Flare and it's delightful. So I don't have this base, so I just bought one because I couldn't resist it. So I've gone a bit brighter than I usually, I mean this is black so it's pretty on par, but this is a bit brighter than I'd normally go. This is very Hannah's colour palette really. And then a project bag that I feel like I was very controlled. All of the purchases I made were considered purchases. They were kind of a little on the fly, but at the same time it was a decision. It was like a planned decision, informed decision, and yeah, I had a really, really lovely time. I had such a good time. Mum's on tour. Mum's on tour. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and please go and support some of the dyers. That if there's any new ones that you've seen that you want to, there were a lot of new to me dyers that I saw, and enjoyed meeting some of you and enjoyed meeting some new dyers, and yeah, it was just a really good time. I just had a really good time. But I am exhausted now. I feel like I do need to go like stare at a wall, but I have a baby to entertain. Also I have way too much in my bag and now my shoulder aches, which is a lot of fun. I can do some stretching because I'm old now. But yeah, if you've got any project ideas for this big fluffy boy, let me know. Because it's just so nice. It's like a small child. But yes, anyway. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, and you would like to see more from me, it would be lovely if you were to subscribe. There's no pressure. I post a new video here every single Friday. And yeah, if you'd like to follow me on social media, links can all be found in the description box below. I do also have a Patreon if you want to sign up to that, but there's never any pressure to do that. I appreciate you whether you're here or on Patreon, but I've got a couple of tiers on Patreon. And yeah, you get a bonus video every single week, and if there's space on the Child Latte tier, you get 3 mini skeins a month. So, yes. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you. I feel shattered, and also I just want to knit all of the things. Look at this one. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being you. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.